Hi everybody, welcome to my Flosstube. My name is Doreen and my business name is Privies and Prims. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're here if you're a returning viewer or if you're new to my channel. Welcome to everybody. I'm glad you're here. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up. And if you haven't yet, subscribe. And it's free. So I'm a little bit out of breath. I started the camera rolling and then I heard a noise out in the kitchen. I just got back from grocery shopping and I went out and my freezer was open and the ice cream that I had just bought was on the floor. So it, I guess, slowly eased its way out and then pushed the door open. So glad I was home when that happened. Anyway, welcome again. Hope the lighting is a little light up here because I have a ceiling light. So I'm back in this room. You know, I've been filming in my living room for a while, and I can see that I left my ironing mat on the table, so we won't talk about that. We'll just ignore it. So, get myself together here. Okay, I have some finishes, and I have some things in the works, and I have some patterns that I got, and I have one big finish. And if you follow me on Facebook, which you should, I post every day, except maybe sometimes if I'm camping or something and I miss a day. But I post every day on there what I'm working on, and you can see my progress on things. So it's Privies and Prims on Facebook, and you just follow the page. That's it. You don't have to do a friend request or anything or join request. You just follow the page. So let me show you. Gosh, I'm a little out of breath here. Okay, so I just got back from grocery shopping and then I stuck some stuff in the freezer, like I said, and then it fell out. So I'm going to show you some things. So today I went to Cross Stitch and Crafts, which is my closest local needlework store, and it's in Johnson City, Tennessee. And I had ordered this, and they messaged me to let me know that it was ready. It was there. And this is A Stitcher's Garden by Tiny Modernist. So you can see it's got the potato. Yeah, I'm a little out of sorts today. It has a tomato pin cushion. It has a spool of thread. It's got scissors and safety pins and a hoop and a thimble and buttons and all kinds of fun stuff. So that is for my wall grouping. If you're new to my channel, I am doing a stitch related wall grouping, and I'll show you here. It is, let me see if I can turn the camera. All right, there is what I've got so far, and it's on another video showing what I have over there so far. So that is going to be part of that. The other thing I picked up is, this is from the Proper Stitcher, Annie the Proper Stitcher. And of all the patterns she has ever come out with, you know, I'm a prim girl. If you've been following me, you know that this is my favorite. This is the one that I said, I have to have it. I have to make it. It's called Patriotic Quaker 1776. And hopefully you're seeing that okay. The colors, it only has 3 colors, so I even went ahead and bought the flosses. They're all Weeks Dye Works, Baked Apple, Grits, and Battleship is what it calls for. So let me get my whiteboard here so you can see this, because I love those colors. Can't see I can't see what you're seeing. I have to peek around. So yeah, so these are really, that's totally prim. So here is the pattern again. Make sure it's right side up, and that is what I'm going to be stitching. So I have a lot of patriotic patterns, and I probably wasn't even going to do any this year, but now that I have this, I am definitely going to do it. And her pattern is only $10. So that is from Cross Stitch and Crafts in Johnson City, Tennessee, and they do mail orders, so you can go on their website and order it or call them, and they'll ship it to you. So I'm looking around for an empty spot on my table. There is not really any. I also went to Goodwill today, and I have had this, you know, for a while. If you're following me, you know, I've been waiting for the perfect frame for this, because I frame my own. I can't afford to do custom framing. So I just look for frames at thrift stores, and I've been having trouble finding one that this would fit in. So today, I didn't even have it with me, and I just kind of guessed. I saw this at Goodwill, and I thought, well, that kind of looks like the right size. So it was $3.99, and I'm going to show you. If I hold that in there, you'll see it is going to be the perfect size, because see that there's the indentation, so whoops, I can center it, and it's going to be perfect. And even on the sides, like, there's an indentation and there's an indentation. So yeah, it's going to fit. I'm so happy. The color, I'm not sure. I think I might paint this. It's plastic. Just got this on the back. It is plastic, but I might take a barn red and make it match this. And this is going to be part of my wall grouping. I don't remember the designer of this. I'm going to have to look it up, and then I'll let you know what that is. I'll put it down below here. So, all right. I'm sorry, I'm a little discombobulated today. Is that what they say? Okay, another thing that I got at Goodwill was this frame. And this was $2.99, not says it was originally. This artwork was $36. It's really pretty. Looks like handmade paper. But I just wanted the frame. And the reason I wanted this frame is because it's not an 8x10, and it's bigger than a 5x7, but smaller than an 8x10. So I measured the inside, and it's about 6.5 by 8.5. And I thought that it would work perfect for something. And I came home, and it will work perfect for something. So a couple of Flosstubes ago, or maybe the last one, I showed this. And I think that this frame overpowers this stitch. It just, to me, kind of gets lost in there. And these things are off center, but I talked about that in the other video, but I'm just going to leave it. So this, I forget the designer on all of these. Gosh, I'm not doing good. Anyway, I'll put it below here. So this is an 8x10 frame, and you can see it really is too big for it. But this frame is going to be perfect, and I think the color is going to work. Even though this one is antiqued, and that one is kind of a pure white, and this one is more antiqued. But if, you know, I'm not sure what's going to happen. I may have to like tea stain the stitch, and then it'll match this better. So I may do that to prim it up a little bit. But this is, I've already measured it. This is going to be a better size than this one. And it's not going to take away from the stitch. And then I can use this frame for something else later. So that is, this was $2.99. So that is another good thing I got at Goodwill today. So those are the only things I bought there, and I will be able to use both of them. So I'm real happy about that. So I have one whip. I forgot to tell you this is about cross stitch. Hopefully you know that, because it's called a floss tube. There may be some punch needle in the future, because a package is on its way to my house. It's all Brenda Gervais punch needle patterns, and they are for a shop owner, and I think they will arrive tomorrow. So I will probably be showing those in my next floss tube. So my next thing I want to show you is my current whip. I am a monogamous stitcher for the most part. Now, I just finished a very big pattern last night that took me 3 weeks to do. And a few days ago, I just kind of was not enjoying it anymore, and I decided that I just needed to put it aside. And I knew it wasn't going to be for long, because I really wanted to get it done. But I needed to put it aside for a little bit and work on something else. So I only put it aside for 2 days. Then I picked it back up and finished it last night. So this is what I'm currently working on. This is my whip. This is going to be a gift for someone that is don't think she watches my Flosstubes. She doesn't do cross stitch. But this is for a friend of mine that is going to start chemotherapy in a couple weeks. And she's one of my camping friends. So I think this is very fitting for her. So I'm making it as a little pillow, but it's not going to be as little as I thought it was. And it's going to go in her, it'll be for her camper. So that's what I got done in the 2 days that I took a break from the other one. I got this done. This fabric is, let me see, I got it at a thrift store. And it is Lugana 25 count Wedgwood is what it's called. Now, this is not prim, but I'm going to tell you, I love stitching on the Lugana. It's so fast and so easy. I do the sewing method, and I don't use a hoop, so I stitch in hand. And this is really fast. So the other big one I'm going to show you that I just finished is on the Nate Berkus upholstery linen from Joann's. And it's not real hard to stitch on. Some people have bought it, and it's 36 count. Some people have bought it and said they just can't see the holes and they can't do it. Rhonda from Asbury's Echo Stitches, she does it without a magnifying light. She'll just sit outside and stitch on it. I can't do that. I need the magnifier. But when I switched from that to this, it was like zoom, zoom, zoom. You know, this was so fast. So I'm stitching this 1/2, even though it's 25 count. I almost always stitch 1/2. So that is that current whip. And after that is finished, I am doing the Colorado Cross Stitcher Summer Camp. If you're not aware of that, she gives a challenge for June, July, and August. And then winners will be chosen. So you do the hashtag and post it on Instagram. So the thing for June was to take a monochromatic pattern and add a color to it, or take a pattern with color and do it as a monochromatic. So I chose to do the second option. This is for June. So this is what I'm going to do after I'm done the camping therapy one. And it's just a little one. And it says, good things come to those who stitch. Now you can see there's different colors on there. I am going to do it all one color. And this calls for, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 colors, but I'm going to do it all one color, and I'm going to do it in Peacock, which is Gentle Arts. So this came in stuff that somebody gave me, so there's a pretty good bit of it there. And that is the fabric I'm going to do it on. It's getting washed out, but there we go. It's some kind of linen. I'm not sure what it is. It's a scrap that I had, and just a piece. But it's going to fit on there. And this, it looks like walnut stain. So I did some walnut staining one day, and I think that's what that is. So that is going to be my June cross stitch camp. And that's for the Colorado Cross Stitcher. So go to her Flosstube and look for that, and you'll get all the information on the summer camp. Now, I want to show you my big finish. And I know I just brought it in here. I just have to find it. Hold on. Hold, please. Okay. It had fallen on the floor. All right. So this is my big stitch that I just finished. I absolutely love the poem on this. It is from the Scarlet House. This was, I'm going to call it my birthday stitch, even though I started it 2 days after my birthday. And you can pause it and read it. I worked on this for 3 weeks. So it is stitched 1/2. And it calls for, you can see, Classic Colorworks, DMC, or NPI silks. I used one NPI silk that was in some stuff that a friend gave me, and everything else I used was DMC, which did change the colors a little bit. Like this red was not quite as prim. It's a little bit brighter. So I have finished stitching this last night, and I absolutely love it. I did post on my Facebook page and on my YouTube page, there is a video of this just showing it closer up if you want to look through that. But I absolutely love this. Thinking if I changed any, this flower, I think right here was supposed to be like a lavender color. Yeah, and this is the spring and fall, and then the winter and the summer. So there it is again. And this is the Nate Berkus upholstery linen from Joann's. Now, I'm going to frame this. And this is, I showed this on my last Flosstube, but this is the frame that I bought. And I got it at Hobby Lobby in the unfinished wood. And it's the perfect size. And this is stitched on 36 count. So if you stitch it on 36 count, this frame will work for you. This is the back of it. And I can post a close-up picture of that tag if you need it. But when I went in my store, they only had one. And then it wasn't on sale that week. And you know, I'm not sure if you know or not, but Hobby Lobby rotates their sales. So what's on sale one week won't be on sale the next week, but then the next week it'll be on sale. So it's every other week that the unfinished wood, craft wood is on sale, 40% off. So I waited and I went back next week to a different location near Asheville when I was over there, and they only had one. So you may have to order it because the two stores I went in only had one. It is 23.62 inches by 11.81 inches. And it's going to work perfectly. But I'm going to post a picture here. Before I finished it, I took a picture. I just like folded the edges back and laid it in there to show a preview. It wasn't completely done, but you'll see by that picture how it's going to look. And I'm going to do another floss tube probably before next weekend, because I'm going to get this framed. I'm going to switch the frame for that one with the sheep. I'm going to frame the one that I've been waiting for a frame for. And I'm probably going to have this other pillow, the Camping Therapy, done. And so I'll do another floss tube soon to show all those finishes, all those changes. But that is, I mean, you can see the color is going to be perfect. So the wording thread, I think, is 3371 DMC. So it's very dark brown. But because I used the DMC and because these colors are a little brighter, I was going to tea stain it because I wanted just a light difference. But what I'm going to do, instead of buying tea bags just for that, because I have good tea bags, I don't want to use those. I have some really cheap instant coffee, so I'm just going to do that, but I'm going to water it down so it's just a light coffee stain. And I'm going to try what Rhonda does on Asbury Echo Stitches, and she brushes it on. If she stains it after she's done stitching, she brushes the coffee on. Now, I want to praise this linen. Like I said, I worked on this for 3 weeks, and you can see it's barely wrinkled, barely. So it's not like regular linen. It's soft, it's flowy. See, it just flows. It's not stiff at all. But it's very, very soft to work with, to hold in hand without a hoop. And it doesn't barely wrinkle. I mean, it will need to be ironed, but here's the back. I don't know. I shouldn't show the back because I carry over a lot. But that's what the back looks like. I make knots and I carry over. And because I make knots, I usually will put a piece of Warm and Natural behind it before I put it on the plastic, this board. And then the Warm and Natural kind of absorbs the knots and they don't show up as a bump in it. The one challenge of this is this board here doesn't come out like a regular frame. It's actually nailed in there with like brad nails. I could try to take it out, but I think if I try to take it out, I don't know how it would fit in there with fabric wrapped around it. So I think what I'm going to do is just cut a piece of this. And I usually use spray adhesive. And because it's pretty deep there's a lot of room. There's, let me see. It's just over a 1/2 inch deep. So there's plenty of room in there for me to put what I need to do and just push it in there. And it does have 2 sawtooth hangers on the back. One still has the cardboard on it, but there's the other one. So I'm going to finish these things up, and then I'll do another floss tube. Now, it did say on my last floss tube that my next video would be showing my patriotic stuff, and I'm going to tell you, I haven't even got, well, I got the plastic tub out. That's as far as it got. I haven't taken anything out of it. See, I still have my bunny rabbit there, and in my living room, my whole display is still spring. I still have Easter stuff out there. I just haven't felt like doing it because all I want to do is stitch. I don't want to take the time to decorate. So, except I did put stuff up here on the wall. Yeah. So, if you have been following me, you know that the one time I did put my bed back in here, except that then I was getting woke up every morning by the neighbor. So, it's back in the other room. And I like this as my backdrop. So, I'm going to keep that. I'm just going to leave it. This pattern and all the patterns that I'm finished with will go to my retreat in September, my Camping and Stitching retreat in Waynesville, North Carolina. It is listed as an event on my Facebook page, Privies and Prims. It is full, but I have a very short waiting list, just like, I don't know, maybe 5 people on the waiting list. So if you're interested in that, go over to that event page, read the details, and you can get on the waiting list for that. So we do play bingo, and I also do door prizes. So like that pattern is a really nice one, and I used a working copy, which pretty much gets destroyed and highlighted and all that stuff. So I keep these like new, and that'll be a door prize. And then some patterns, like people send me patterns, and if they have writing on them or whatever, or they're not like as current, if they're older and they're not like super popular, I may use those as bingo prizes. So if you have patterns that you don't want anymore, I would gladly take them. Just email me and I'll get you my address, and we use them as bingo prizes and door prizes. So I appreciate that. And I did just get a package from someone, so thank you for that. And I went to, when I was at Cross Stitch and Crafts today, they have a basket of stuff that people bring in, like maybe family members of someone that passed away. And anything that's older and out of date goes in the freebie basket. And I found this, so this will be a bingo prize. This little, it says, I am woman, I am invincible, I am tired. And it is a kit. So that will be a bingo prize for the retreat. So that goes in that bag now because I showed it to you. And I have gotten some other things from there. So also, I went to Sassy Jack's Stitchery. She's open now, Wednesday through Saturday. Her grand opening is June 20th, and she's in Weaverville, North Carolina, which is just outside of Asheville. So I did, she had some sale baskets there, and I got some stuff to use as door prizes. One of them I think I'm going to keep myself, and then I'll probably use it for the next retreat. But so this one, Heartstring Samplery Acorn House Pin Drum, because the theme for our retreat in September is acorns and squirrels. So we are doing a small exchange. This is not going to be my small exchange. I have decided what I'm doing. This is not it, but this will be a door prize. And then this is the one that I think I made a wish list of stitch related patterns for my grouping, and I don't think I added this one. It might be on my wish list, but anyway, I got it on the sale. So I belong to the Cross Stitch Nation from Heartstring Samplery. That I think is probably going to be a lot of work, but I'm going to do this one myself before I pass it on. So that one is going on my pile of ones to be stitched, which that pile is growing. And then I'm getting these stickers off. This one is Bent Creek Stars and Stripes Forever. That one will go also as a door prize. And whoops, the sticker ripped. I'll get that off later. Celebrate by Teresa Kogut. This will be a door prize. So Kim has these cute little stickers. They're little squirrels. And then she just writes the price on there. Because that's like her kind of logo mascot for her store is a squirrel. So this is 15 patterns by Teresa Kogut. There's no color pictures inside. So these two pictures on the cover are the only two that have a picture. The rest is just charts. You can probably look them up online and find them finished. But anyway, that will be a door prize. So I'm getting some good stuff. Let me see if I have anything else to show you. I did want to show you all my patriotic stuff, but you know, I'm just like not in the headspace to do that. I have to get up one day and say, okay, today I'm going to change things out and I'm going to decorate. But for now, it's still spring. So I am going to get busy and go brush some coffee on this because the sun is shining and I want to do it outside and when it has time to dry in the sun because I'm in an apartment. So I need to kind of lay that out on the grass. It's pretty big. This is what I'm talking about. This one. You can see how big it is. So I'm going to take this outside and brush some coffee on it and pray to God that I don't ruin it because I love it. And it was a lot of stitching. I thought that it was like the biggest one I've ever done. I usually do a lot of smalls. But I don't know. I did a Teresa Kogut last year and that might be larger. For life update, I have some great news. My son and his wife are moving 4.5 hours away from me instead of 10 hours away from me. And they'll be moving probably next weekend. So I'm excited about that. So that means Leonardo, the little doggy, Cavapoo, will be 4.5 hours away instead of 10 hours away. So we'll get to see them more often. One more thing I want to show you. Let me see where I put it. When I finish the camping therapy one, and when I finish this one, and I really want to do this one, and I still need to fully finish this that I showed you. And everybody told me what that is, so thank you for that. There is a pattern that I really want to do. And I kitted it up. I just need to find it. It's probably out on my couch. I kitted it up and I put it in my trailer last year in my little tiny camper in case I ever went somewhere and forgot to grab some cross stitch. And it's a big enough linen that I could stitch on without a magnifier. And it's all kitted up and it's super prim. And so I'm going to get that and show it to you. Okay, I found it. On my chair is this quilted tote bag that I use when I go places. And it was in there. So it was right there. I'm looking all over for it. Stacey Nash Primitives. I've showed this before, in case you're new. Let me take it out of the bag. I've got everything stuffed in here just in case. I've got needles in there and I've got scissors and I've got the threads. And this was, like I said, this was like an emergency one in case I forgot to take something else. This is the linen that I took and somebody gave it to me. And I showed this to someone that does rug hooking. And they think that this was like, I forget what it's called, but some kind of rug hooking linen. So, but it's very prim. And it's, you know, zigzagged on the edge. But it's almost like a burlap, but it's not burlap, it's linen. And I really want to do this and just kind of step away from the wall back here for a little bit. But this is the pattern. I get that light right so you can see it. Isn't that gorgeous? I love the way the fabric is. And I don't know, Pine Tree Farm Pin Keeps it's called. I'm just going to do the one with the house. But it's from 2010, so it's pretty old. And it calls for putty linen. Okay, then she used walnut crystals. So that's why the fabric is so dark, because she used walnut crystals. So the reason that I chose this linen was because of the color. And, well, because it had a very open weave. So I can see it without a magnifier when I'm camping. But I may switch it to do something like a tighter weave and just stitch it at home and put something else in the camper. So, but I should get to it before the end of the month. But that is a project that I really want to do. So it's not, I don't think it's very big. It says, well, the fabric is 13.5 by 8.5. Okay, finished size is 12 by 7.5. So I'm not sure if I'll make it as a pillow or if I'll frame it or put it on a board or something. I'll come up with something creative for it, I think. But anyway, that is what I have in the works. I thought this was going to be really super short, and I guess it's probably about a half hour, so that's good time. I don't like to watch super long videos because I like to spread my time around with other floss tubers. So if it's an 1.5 to 2 hour floss tube, I can only watch that one for 1.5 to 2 hours. Where if they're shorter videos, I prefer, which is what I prefer, I can support many channels. But I know a lot of you like to just stitch and not look for different videos, so you like the longer videos. And, you know, we each have different things. So let me know in the comments what you're working on. And gosh, this is StitchCon weekend. Everybody's at StitchCon and we're not there. Well, some of you are probably there, maybe, that would watch this later. But anyway, I do think I'm going to try to go next year. I kind of talk myself in and out of it, and, you know, think, oh gosh, that's a lot of money. That's a long trip, because it's probably 7 or 8 hours away from me. Do I really want to do that? Is it really worth it? I don't know. We'll see. Between now and then, I'll decide, because they say they're not even probably opening up the registration until like August. But I'm excited to see all the videos and all the Instagram posts and all the Facebook pictures. And so that's what's going on. So let me know what you're doing, what your plans are. I am not doing anything this weekend but staying home stitching. And then next weekend I'll be camping. So I will see you all in the next video. Like I said, there will be one probably sometime next week before the weekend. Talk to you later. Bye.